The Iraqi Dinar today latest news, and tonight's broadcast stands as potentially the most critical moment in the long, intricate history of this nation's currency. From the instant the initial signals illuminated the specialized economic monitoring platforms, to the accelerating pace of confidential conversations echoing through high-level global banking corridors, the environment has been supercharged with an almost tangible electricity. Viewers joining us in this moment must appreciate the profound difference between this evening and the countless nights of unverified claims and circulating theories that have come before. What we are tracking is a uniquely intense, globally aligned pattern of activity around the Iraqi dinar, an energy unmatched in its synchronization and sheer volume over the last decade. The entire structure of the global financial system appears to be adjusting, silently engaging a higher operational capacity as if in preparation for an event of immense magnitude. Experts, analysts, and well-positioned observers across every continent are reporting the same unique tension, suggesting an unfolding scenario far beyond the scope of mere speculation. This is not a routine broadcast reporting on financial gossip or recycled predictions. The collective intuition of market observers is registering an anomaly, a synchronized, pervasive movement that feels less like a rumor and more like the tremor preceding a major geological event. Every data point we have examined within this swiftly evolving landscape suggests a shift of extraordinary significance is imminent. This is not a standard cycle of unfounded excitement. This is the unmistakable sound of something profound and system-altering stirring beneath the smooth surface of the global financial architecture. And our dedicated team is here to methodically dissect every layer of this complex situation for you right now. The shared, electrifying phrase that instantly galvanized various online financial communities was "System Go Live," IQD rate active. It traveled like a shockwave across encrypted communication channels, specialized economic forums, and private conference groups, entities which typically possess deeply siloed data and rarely achieve such unified sentiment or reporting time. Yet tonight, an extraordinary convergence occurred. The identical signals surfaced simultaneously, spanning vast distances from the economic centers of Beirut to Chicago, from the trading floors of Dubai to the energy hubs of Houston, and from the financial districts of London to Detroit. Each report pointed, with uncanny consistency, towards a potential activation event within the deep back-end of international banking systems, while maintaining complete journalistic caution, as no official government or central bank confirmation has yet been issued. The sheer, unusual synchronicity of these global reports has compelled seasoned financial analysts to pause and examine the precise timing and pattern of the data with highest degree of seriousness. It marks the first time in many years that multiple, disparate regions are reporting the same systemic movement within minutes of each other, suggesting a unified global trigger. Individuals specializing in the rigorous monitoring of foreign exchange servers, the intricate digital pathways of international banking, and the complex cross-border settlement channels claim to have never before encountered this level of coordinated alignment. Although every single piece of information must by necessity be treated as unverified until formal, official declarations are made, the escalating intensity of these reports serves as a powerful indicator that a truly significant mechanism may have been engaged and is now actively in motion. Furthermore, within the guarded, highly technical circles of United States banking, observers are relaying reports of internal rate tables briefly flickering, displaying fleeting values before abruptly snapping back into their standard stand. By configuration, this momentary fluctuation is a rare occurrence, especially the fact that it reportedly happened in a synchronized fashion across several major financial institutions at once, suggesting a planned, technical coordination. Multiple major banking entities across the U.S. financial landscape are said to have unexpectedly triggered internal system refresh cycles, the sophisticated kind of deep-level update sequence typically reserved for institution-wide operational overhauls, rather than routine, standard maintenance procedures. Customers attempting to access their financial data through online portals reported brief but noticeable interruptions and momentary delays, particularly during the late evening hours, a time when global financial traffic is typically at its quietest. Former banking professionals whose careers centered on observing and managing these exact operational patterns explained that these waves of synchronized refresh activity generally appear during key periods when foreign exchange data feeds are actively being prepared, thoroughly tested, or temporarily adjusted in the background. This systemic behavior does not in itself constitute a rate change confirmation. However, this specific pattern aligns precisely with what insiders in the financial technology sector refer to as a pre-activation posture, a critical stage where complex back-end systems are methodically checked, validated, and aligned in meticulous preparation for the potential implementation of new, updated financial values. Crucially, this advanced posture has been conspicuously absent or undetectable during previous, highly speculative rumor cycles, which is precisely why tonight's highly coordinated and powerful banking activity is registering with such remarkable and undeniable strength across global monitoring networks. Analysts are quick to underscore that large, international banks do not initiate such a widespread, synchronized refresh of their core systems without an extremely compelling, concrete reason, especially during the late night hours when global settlement windows are operating at their peak activity and most critical juncture. If these reported deep-level technical shifts are indeed correlated to the Iraqi dinar, it strongly implies that key interconnected financial systems around the world are deliberately positioning themselves and aligning their data infrastructure for a massive, universally applicable update slated for the very early morning hours. Meanwhile, in the bustling city of Baghdad, a steady stream of unusual, on-the-ground observations continues to accumulate, collectively creating an atmosphere thick with a rare combination of tension, palpable anticipation, and the unmistakable, shared sense that a truly extraordinary national event is in its final preparations to unfold. Reports detail that lights were reportedly kept burning late into the night across several critical buildings directly linked to Iraq's central financial and governmental infrastructure, including ministerial offices that are typically dark and dormant well before the early evening begins. Local observers, intimately familiar with the normal, predictable rhythm of the city's operations, have also noted an uptick in unexpected security activity, coupled with unusual staff movement in and out of key facilities, and even momentary, highly localized outages of certain ATM services. While these specific anomalies, when viewed in isolation, cannot be taken as confirmation of any particular financial action, they gain significant weight and context when compared against historical operational patterns that preceded past major national economic events, such as significant policy announcements, wide-scale financial audits, or the rollout of new national policies. The combined effect of these local indicators strongly resembles the kind of intensive, behind-the-scenes operational preparation that historically precedes significant, high-level national statements from the capital. Even local media reporting segments, despite remaining appropriately vague and cautious, have adopted a subtly altered, more expectant tone over the last several hours, carefully employing phrases like economic transition and entering a new financial chapter. In a less charged, ordinary context, such terminology would likely appear unremarkable, but when placed against the backdrop of tonight's perfectly synchronized global financial chatter, these words from Baghdad carry a distinct timing and a heavier, more consequential weight that is impossible for informed observers to dismiss. Collectively, these various and converging elements create a powerful sense of accelerated momentum emanating from the Iraqi capital, suggesting that the nation is poised directly on the precipice of a major, long, anticipated financial reveal that will undoubtedly reshape its standing in the global marketplace and its domestic economy. Over the course of many years, Iraq has diligently and patiently worked to construct a solid, durable foundation for fundamental financial transformation, executing a step-by-step, methodical strategy with careful, precise implementation. While the pace of this comprehensive transformation has often proven slower than many outside observers had initially hoped, the underlying economic and regulatory structure has been relentlessly strengthened and modernized throughout the process. The Iraqi government and central bank have successfully expanded their digital banking networks, implemented a series of significantly improved monetary regulations, reinforced critical anti-fraud and anti-money laundering protocols, substantially upgraded their cross-border settlement capabilities, and worked tirelessly to integrate the nation more deeply into established international financial frameworks and best practices. Analysts and specialized observers who meticulously track these detailed reforms assert that the progress achieved over the last 18 months represents the most intensive and meaningful advancements witnessed since the comprehensive structural changes began in 2003. Key economic metrics, including consistently increased foreign reserves, a greater degree of currency stability in the formal market, and continued support and guidance from influential global financial organizations, have collectively worked to gradually but fundamentally reshape the country's intricate economic landscape. These foundational, often unheralded steps, while not always generating sensational headlines, represent the absolutely essential groundwork that must be fully completed and secured before any major, system-altering shift in currency valuation or policy can realistically be undertaken. And tonight, as the credible reports circulate regarding back-end system activity and potential rate alignments, a significant number of analysts believe that the fruits of these multi-year-long term reforms may finally be reaching a crucial point of convergence and activation. If the widespread, synchronized movement we are currently witnessing truly aligns with the established timeline of Iraq's multi-year monetary roadmap and stated goals, then this particular moment could transcend mere rumor and instead signify the beginning of a comprehensively long, planned, national transition that is now definitively entering its final, most critical phase. Within the analytical scenario unfolding this evening, market observers are speculating that if a back-end rate were indeed to appear and be tested in the higher range of potential values, it might closely mirror the significant historical valuation figures that Iraq's currency maintained before. Decades of devastating conflict and sanctions severely disrupted its national economy. Some private financial discussions mention a hypothetical valuation in the region of $3 per dinar, though it is vital to stress that absolutely no official or verified figures have been released by any central financial authority. The conceptual underpinning for such higher-end estimates is derived from Iraq's substantial, proven oil reserves, its extensive wealth of natural resources, and its incrementally but steadily improving overall economic stability, all powerful fundamental factors that historically underpinned a much stronger, more valuable national currency in the pre-conflict era. Economists specializing in emerging market transitions explain that should a major revaluation event ever be officially undertaken, its magnitude and final value would, by sound economic principles, be designed to reflect a balanced combination of Iraq's recorded historical financial value and its immense modern economic potential, particularly as a major energy producer. While the actual final exchange rate remains officially unknown and will be so until formal, authenticated announcements are made, the mere possibility that deep back-end banking screens could be actively testing figures within these higher potential territories has dramatically amplified the pervasive, almost frantic excitement of tonight's market environment. Even traditionally cautious and risk-averse analysts concede that the distinct pattern of global synchronization manifesting this evening is fundamentally unlike anything they have ever documented or experienced in previous speculative cycles. Regardless of whether this activity ultimately represents mere technical testing, final system preparation, or the authentic beginning of a fundamental currency shift, the highly unusual and perfectly aligned nature of the reports has forced the entire global financial world to move onto a state of elevated alert and intense observation. As the symbolic countdown reached zero earlier tonight, a profound psychological shift was observed across the community of Dinar followers. For years, intense waves of initial excitement were invariably followed by prolonged, exhaustive stretches of disheartening silence, creating a frustrating cycle that severely tested the patience and enduring commitment of everyone involved. This experience had cultivated a necessary level of skepticism, caution, and disciplined refusal to be swayed by unverified, anecdotal claims. Yet, tonight is distinctly different. The uniqueness of this moment is not driven by any single official confirmation, but rather by the powerful and unified fact that virtually all key systemic indicators are independently pointing in the same undeniable direction and within the same critical time window. Those who have dedicated years to studying the nuances of this complex financial landscape assert that they have never before witnessed such a broad and unified alignment between high-level back-end banking system activity, cross-regional financial chatter, specific Iraqi local anomalies, and precise timing windows that historically coincide with major global settlement events. This unified, cohesive momentum has successfully generated a unique sense of informed clarity that has been conspicuously absent in all previous speculation cycles. Instead of a collection of scattered, disconnected rumors, the atmosphere tonight feels structured, coordinated, and possesses an unusual, palpable cohesion, as if the entire, massive global financial environment has abruptly tuned into a single, shared frequency, vibrating with the exact same powerful message. Something significant is definitely underway. While the majority of viewers remain focused on waiting for definitive, official information, specialized experts continue to methodically analyze why this precise moment in time is so highly unique. Several former Treasury Department analysts and high-level banking consultants explain that large-scale international rate adjustments, when they are formally executed by any nation, are almost always performed during highly specific late-night global settlement windows, typically falling between 11:00 p.m. and 5:00 a.m. local time. This carefully chosen timing is strategic as it allows all major global banks to process the new data and integrate it seamlessly before the official start of the next international business day. It also critically minimizes financial disruption, ensures that all necessary compliance checks can be run without traffic interference, and permits all international partner institutions to simultaneously update their own complex systems. These observers emphasize that tonight falls directly and squarely within the precise center of this traditional, high-stakes settlement window, a fact which further and dramatically intensifies the profound significance of all the synchronized banking refresh activity currently being reported across multiple networks. In many critical ways, the complex global financial system functions much like a colossal, intricate orchestra. Every single instrument must be perfectly tuned and precisely aligned at the correct moment before the conductor, representing the central financial authorities, can signal the definitive start of the performance. Tonight, the tuning process is undeniably louder, much faster, and far more geographically widespread than anything witnessed in recent memory. Whether the conductor steps forward with an announcement by sunrise remains the ultimate question, but it is beyond doubt that the entire orchestra is now fully prepared and actively waiting. International financial analysts who have participated in tonight's discussion consistently highlight the potentially massive and far-reaching impact that a major upward shift in the dinar's value could have on the global stage. Iraq, with its extensive and strategically vital energy resources and its steadily increasing role in regional stability, commands significant, unarguable economic influence. A substantially stronger national currency would act as a powerful magnet, attracting foreign direct investment, significantly boosting reconstruction and development efforts, unlocking vast opportunities for crucial infrastructure expansion, and stimulating widespread job creation across all sectors. Crucially, such a shift could fundamentally alter trade dynamics across the Middle East and dramatically solidify Iraq's strategic position within international markets and energy discussions. From the perspective of its global partners, particularly those nations deeply involved in historical economic support and security agreements, a stronger, economically stable Iraq directly translates into stronger regional economic corridors, improved opportunities for robust security, cooperation, and expanded, mutually beneficial development opportunities. Some economic scholars argue convincingly that a successful, well-managed currency revaluation could also serve as a powerful model, encouraging other developing nations to accelerate the modernization of their own financial systems, thereby positioning this moment as potentially part of a larger, beneficial wave of monetary evolution across emerging regions worldwide. While all these possible outcomes remain appropriately theoretical until concrete, official data is released and confirmed, the mere possibility alone has profoundly captured the attention of major international news organizations, influential policy observers, and dedicated economic scholars who have followed Iraq's decades-long journey. In the United States, the idea of a major shift in the dinar's value naturally sparks substantial financial and political interest due to the nation's long-standing, deep economic and security relationships with Iraq, which include major reconstruction investments, critical oil partnerships, and numerous development agreements. If Iraq's national currency were to significantly gain strength and stability, the United States could experience several tangible benefits, ranging from potentially increased returns on past strategic investments to improved, more favorable trade arrangements in both the energy and infrastructure sectors. Furthermore, a stronger, more resilient Iraqi economy could strategically reduce its regional reliance on foreign aid and support, which carries significant positive long-term implications for the entire security architecture of the Middle East. Analysts consistently emphasize that global financial systems do not function in isolated silos. Shifts in the monetary policy or currency value of one strategically important region invariably trigger immediate ripple effects that are felt across all others. Therefore, while the immediate focus of tonight's intense excitement is centered on Iraq, the substantial potential implications of the reported activity clearly extend far beyond its national borders. This fundamental, interconnected reality of the modern financial world is the precise reason why global chatter, banking noise, and insider commentary have all surged and converged simultaneously. Because if a significant event were indeed activated in the deep back end of the financial world, the entire interconnected global system would inevitably feel the initial tremors long before any formal public announcements could be officially released by the relevant authorities. Many dedicated, long-term followers of the Dinar journey have endured years of significant emotional turbulence, oscillating between periods of intense excitement, deep disappointment, cautious hope, and necessary skepticism. Tonight's unprecedented and pervasive alignment of indicators has successfully reignited a deep-seated sense of informed possibility among those who have waited patiently and persistently for a moment of clarity. The remarkable endurance and commitment of this unique community has evolved into something far more than just a financial narrative. It has become a powerful story about unwavering persistence and deeply held belief. These individuals have remained committed not because of any form of blind optimism, but because of a grounded belief in Iraq's long-term potential for comprehensive recovery and its inherent, vast economic prospects. And as the countdown symbolically reached zero this evening, Many felt a powerful, if temporary, surge of validation, not an official confirmation, but validation that their immense patience may finally be aligning with a truly historical turning point. Regardless of whether the rising sun delivers the final, definitive green light, the unique energy and pervasive reports of tonight have confirmed one undeniable truth. The community's perseverance and long wait have not been in vain. Every single step, every technical delay, and every necessary policy recalibration has slowly but surely brought them closer to a moment exactly like this, where the entire world is watching the progress of Iraq with renewed and intense anticipation. For those who are conscientiously preparing for any potential future exchange scenario, financial experts offer clear, measured, and consistently calm guidance. Ensure your currency is properly organized, maintain all necessary valid identification documents, and most importantly, exercise extreme caution and avoid rushing into any agreements or appointments without absolute, official clarity from recognizable institutional sources. Tonight's very high energy environment should never be allowed to overshadow the paramount importance of disciplined caution and measured planning. If and when official, formal announcements do finally appear, they will be communicated through clear, transparent, and instantly recognizable channels, primarily through major banks, the central bank, and verified government communications. Individuals must not allow themselves to be pressured or rushed by anyone claiming to offer special, immediate access, or highly secretive insider appointments. The single biggest, most costly mistake any holder of currency can make during such high-tension moments is acting impulsively or too quickly based on unverified information. The correct and only responsible approach remains a steady, calm, and thoroughly informed preparation, founded on official facts and disciplined action. Genuine wealth, when it is realized, demands to be managed with deep care, profound wisdom, and a sober sense of responsibility. The foundational purpose of this long journey has never been about an unrealistic overnight transformation. It has consistently and primarily been about understanding, supporting, and aligning oneself with a recovering nation's profound potential and long-term economic future. If the definitive, transformative moment truly does arrive, it will demand the same level of enduring discipline, patience, and cautious responsibility that has successfully guided the community to this point. Economic forecasters within this framework of possibility imagine that if a substantially revalued dinar were to officially emerge, Iraq's economy could experience a rapid, self-sustaining acceleration of growth as major international companies rush to establish substantial operations in its newly stabilized and monetarily confident markets. Leading construction firms, massive energy corporations, global transportation developers, and major technology investors may all view a definitive currency shift as the ultimate, clear sign that Iraq is fully ready to rejoin the global stage with renewed financial strength and deep sovereignty. Confidence, the potential positive impact could be felt immediately across national employment rates, significant GDP acceleration, the forging of new, critical regional partnerships, and the initiation of vast multi-decade infrastructure projects. Such a momentous, positive shift could also strongly encourage neighboring countries to deepen their long-term trade and energy agreements with Iraq, firmly positioning the nation as a vital, central economic and energy hub in the entire region. While all of these exciting possibilities must remain theoretical until the appearance of definitive, official confirmation, analysts are quick to stress that Iraq's colossal underlying resource base and its undeniable strategic geographic position make such an elevated future not merely a distant dream, but a highly achievable, probable reality, provided the correct and final monetary conditions are met. Tonight's unparalleled energy has forcefully reminded the entire world of Iraq's tremendous, untapped potential and, most importantly, the enduring resilience of its people, who have navigated through years of profound challenge with unwavering strength and determination. As dawn's light begins to approach the horizon, the phrase millionaire morning circulates with hopeful intensity across various speculation channels, echoing the powerful idea that if international banks truly do release updated rates during this late-night settlement window, the very first verifiable confirmations may become visible within the next few critical hours. Yet, even in this extremely high-tension, expectant moment, experts strongly urge all viewers to maintain a completely grounded and rational perspective. True, factual confirmations will only ever come directly from official, authenticated institutions, not from unverified screenshots, circulating chat messages, or fleeting rumors. The audience should remain confidently assured that if a real, definitive monetary shift occurs, the news will be unmistakably clear, public, and universally reported. Until that moment, tonight's unprecedented broadcast serves as a powerful, singular moment to reflect on the immense distance Iraq has traveled, the depth of evolution the global financial environment has achieved, and the fact that all converging factors may now be aligning in ways that were once only the subject of hopeful speculation. The countdown has hit zero, not as an outright guarantee of an immediate event, but as a symbolic, powerful turning point, marking the transition from years of patient waiting to a moment where significant possibility stands directly in front of us. Viewers across the world are firmly encouraged to monitor the rapidly approaching morning hours with intense focus. The critical settlement window that spans the time between now and the full sunrise has historically been the precise period when major, high-impact financial updates are traditionally executed. If any official activation of a new rate is truly in progress, it will almost certainly reveal itself during this narrow, vital span of time. Until then, this channel will remain fully operational, monitoring every new detail, every subtle technical shift, and every credible whisper emerging from the high-stakes global financial networks. The world is collectively holding its breath tonight, watching Iraq. Whether the rising dawn delivers the long-awaited confirmation or simply marks the undeniable beginning of an even larger, more powerful movement, the palpable energy and coordinated activity are undeniable. Something profoundly significant is undeniably unfolding, and for the first time in years, all major systemic indicators are powerfully pointing in the exact same direction. Stay with us for continuous updates, remain calm and alert, and be ready to receive the factual information as it is officially confirmed.